Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back to Paisanos Music and Vinyl Talk. Look who's back. John
Hey,
Viev,
Queen.
my co-host. Yay! Even more reason to party with Van Halen. Van Halen II on tap tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about this gem. This was a band still on their way up. Their best days were yet to come, and they probably topped out with their last album with David Lee Roth, 1984. I'm going to go on record as saying I never really cared for Van Hagar. I wasn't a big fan of Sammy Hagar singing with them. I didn't mind Sammy Hagar by himself, but with Van Halen, it was just the whole thing. To me, Van Halen is David Lee Roth doing the singing. And this album was a terrific album. Absolutely terrific. Was it better than their debut? I don't think so. I think Van Halen 1 has an edge over this one. And for that matter, I think Women and Children First, which I reviewed earlier on my channel, has an edge over this one. But this was a great Van Halen record, let me tell you. Produced by Ted Templeman again. He produced many of the early Van Halen albums. And Eddie and Company reestablished themselves as the premier Californian band, party band. The ultimate. They had many, many imitators, and nobody could duplicate what these guys did. This was originality. True originality, Genevieve, right?
No.
There's only one Eddie Van Halen, and there's only one David Lee Roth. And that's going to give you a lot of individuality. Michael Anthony on bass duties. Michael Anthony's greatest gift to Van Halen was his backup vocals. He was fantastic on the backup vocals. And brother of Eddie, Alex, on the drums. Very competent drum player. Not really mentioned with the great drummers, but he was pretty damn good. Always liked Alex's drumming. This came out in 1979. I bought it in the early 80s. I've had it forever. And it's obviously a reissue, definitely not an original. And just a simple VH logo on the front. On the back. Yeah, one of my cats is down here somewhere. Here he comes. Here he comes. Pick him up. Introduce everyone to the squish.
This is King Squish.
There's Squishy. Alias the baby boy. Hello. Hello. He's so good. So good. The goodest.
Yeah. I'm going to hold him till he wants to.
All right. There's a shot of the band as they were. Various cheesy promo photos for the album. Now the track listing on the outside the back album jacket is not the true running order of the songs. Let's go over them. I'm going to have to review to the actually consult the actual record. Starts off with a cover of a Linda Ronstadt song, a song that Linda Ronstadt made famous called "You're No Good," given the Van Halen treatment, and Van Halen turned it into a pretty good song. Followed by "Dance the Night Away." Great feel-good Californian Van Halen tune. "Somebody Get Me a Doctor," "Bottoms Up," and probably one of my favorite songs, one of my top, might be my favorite song, "Out of Love Again." That might be my favorite song off this album. Side 2, "Light Up the Sky," "Spanish Fly," which comes in at 58 seconds and is basically Eruption, only with an acoustic guitar. DOA, fantastic song. Women in Love, and closes out with "Beautiful Girls," which is another true Van Halen California good time song. Always enjoyed this album. It was a pleasure to listen to it from start to finish. And like I said, better days were to come. More successful days were to come. But they had already established themselves pretty well at this point. I mean, I consider there to be three revolutionaries in the world of electric guitar. The first was Chuck Berry, the second was Jimi Hendrix, and the third was Eddie Van Halen. And I can't think of anybody that revolutionized the instrument since. He was that good and that influential on what is still happening today. Right. Let's talk about subscriptions for a second, shall we? If you're new to the channel, welcome. We talk about...
rock and roll.
That's right. That's right, John. Well said.
Yes.
And if you've been watching for some time, and freeloading, I mean, not yet subscribed, please do. Please do. I love subscriptions. I'm so close to 100 people. Come on. Hit it. Smash it. Do whatever you got to do. Subscribe and enjoy.
Turn on the notification bell.
Yeah, turn it on. Yep, as Genevieve is telling you. Wait, who's text messaging me? All right. Until Monday night, tomorrow night. I'm a day late and a dollar short on the review tonight. Genevieve was out of town, carousing, and didn't want to do it without her. So we're gonna draw an album tomorrow night, and I will give you my honest and heartfelt thoughts on it next weekend. Until then, YouTube, thank you and good night.
Tittles Queen.